friends, welcome. So today we are going to do our first project with the laser. So this turned out super cute. Now I know I painted my eyeballs kind of crazy on my ghosts, but they're still really cute. And this turned out so adorable. So I am working on doing some projects with the laser. I just got it and I think it's going to be such a great complement with my Cricut. Now you may be trying to decide on one or the other instead of using it as a complement, and the one thing I will say is it doesn't do vinyl. So but you could do it instead of a maker and do like a Cricut Joy just for the vinyl. But so far I feel like I'm going to be able to do so much more with my laser than with my Cricut. I can see my Cricut becoming a product that I use just for vinyl and my laser kind of for everything else. It is definitely more expensive than the Cricut, and you have to have also the filter with it because it does get a little bit of a smell to it, and and that's with the filter. So for that, that's the Cricut has a plus on, but you can definitely make a lot more items with the laser than with the Cricut. So we'll kind of see how it goes. Like, this is just a super nice cut. And I also feel like there's more opportunity with utilizing different products with the laser than with the Cricut. Well, there's definitely more opportunity. So I'm excited about all the different pieces of material I'm going to be able to use with the laser. And I was thinking, like, pieces like this, like if you're just making an ensemble for a holiday, right? Like, I could have done this with cardboard and it be something that's super easy to just toss away. I chose to do it with the board that the project said to use it with because I'm just learning how to use my laser. So, but as I go along, like for other holidays and as I'm getting used to using it, I will probably do a lot with like cardboard that I could toss for things that if I'm just doing a particular style for just this season, good to know, right? You could it'll depend on you and what you want to do, but I'm really excited to add this to my arsenal, and I'm looking forward to making a lot of different projects with it and seeing what we can do. So anyways, let's make it. Sorry I didn't show you guys the setup of this because unfortunately I thought I was videoing and I wasn't. That's better. So we're making our first print. So this is it. This is kind of like the space it takes up. Here's the filter. I had to mess with the filter a few times to get it to sync. And I will tell you honestly, even with the filter on, it's pretty smelly. But the filter is working. I think that when Scott gets all of his stuff out of the garage and leaves, I will move this to the garage and do it there. So this project here is about 24 minutes. So we'll see. We'll take a look at it and we'll see how it does. All right, so we'll come back when it's a little closer. It's about 15 minutes out right now. The whole project was 24 minutes. Right, so it's all done. And then it said to keep the lid closed
for a couple extra minutes to minimize the smell. So it's been a couple minutes. So here's our project. So I didn't get to show you this because my filming wasn't going on. But so this is the wood. Like, you don't have to use their wood, but when you use like their products, it has the little symbol on here. And so then the camera reads it and you don't have to set anything up. It automatically knows. Now this looks white because it does have a like protective coating on there. And if you're using wood that doesn't have that, then you want to put masking tape because that apparently decreases the burn. But I've also seen that if you take alcohol to it after, that you could just take any burn marks away. So then the nice thing is with this, what I've learned is the way that it sets up, this will just, like, I can easily just reuse. Don't want to break it, it's so thin. I can reuse this because the nice thing is, just like with the Cricut, you can set up how you set up your mat. You can set this up to, you know, where you want it to be on the wood. So that's nice. So here are my pieces. So as I take everything off, we'll take it in there and we'll like set it all up and then figure out for like painting it and all of that. So all these little pieces here, I'm just going to take out and put to the side. I'll probably make a little bin for little pieces because you just never know. All right, so we'll take this out. We'll go through it. I'll get a better camera set up, and then we'll put it together. We'll paint it and stuff. All right, friends. So I have the pieces here. Now, listen, I started back to school on Monday. I'm on my last semester. Can you guys believe it? So it is like 8 o'clock in the morning. I have already done my housework and I spent 2 hours reading. Like, I can never get all the reading done. It's so much. But anyways, so I'm taking a little break and we're going to go ahead and paint these pieces first so that they can dry, and then we'll come back. Now, this is, of course, my first time doing any project with this. So there's going to be a lot of learning through it. One of the things that I am thinking, I'm not sure. So here's my little ghost. And the thing that's really nice is it's all set. So like it tells me exactly where to line things up when I get ready to glue them down. And I was thinking, like, I had just bought some new cheap little flat sheets to put over my couch. I don't know if I told you guys, my dog, Raina, not Big Guy, the little one that's so anxious, she ate the entire couch. This was months ago, and with everything going on, I hadn't had time to do anything about it. I have insurance on it, so I can actually have it replaced. I just haven't had the time, and now she's not like excitable like that anymore. But she ate the entire couch, like holes, like half of cushions, like ate the entire couch. So anyways, I had needed some new flat sheets to put, because I'm just covering it, you know, so it doesn't look completely crazy. But the cardboard that's inside the sheets, I took that out and I was like, oh, I'm going to save this. And I was thinking, especially since these are things that you might only use for like one season, you know, you might want to change up your decor through seasons. And I was thinking, honestly, like I could have made this with just cardboard and it would have been easy to just discard if I didn't want to keep it for a second season. So just something to keep in mind, you know. But these are all super easy to line up, and when I go to glue them on, it shows me exactly where to glue them. Now the other thing, and I might be completely wrong, but I'm gonna try, and it's not gonna hurt anything if I am wrong, because this has a covering over it that will come up, but I kind of like, I feel like there might be tiny little lines. Like, I feel like these are lines through this, and I'm wondering if I were to take and paint over these little areas, if it might give me the outline when I take this off. So I'm gonna do it, since I gotta let this other stuff dry anyways, and I might be completely wrong. Like, that may very well not even be a thing. But we're gonna try it and just see if that works, because it went, I feel like it went into, you know, it goes into the wood underneath it, so there's gotta be like thin little cuts here. So we're gonna try. Anyways, I'm gonna use this chalkboard paint on most, not that I wanted a chalkboard, but I just like the texture and color of it. And then this one is a chalk paint, and it's called ink. It's a little bit different black, and I'm gonna do these letters right here in a different color black, just to see if, you know, maybe I have a little bit of a contrast. And then I'm just gonna use this. There's definitely a better brush I could use, but I'm gonna use this because, you know, Scott has all of his crap in the garage still, and I can't get out to do anything and find stuff. So I was lucky to be able to find these out of there. Let me go get a weeding tool to pull up these little, you know, pieces of what you call it on here. I'll be right back. This is the size that it came on. Like, they have a little sort of design thing. It's kind of, you know, like design spaces to Cricut. And this is what came, oh, actually, what am I thinking? Because I'm not painting this. I'm going to keep this like this. I could, you know, dust them with some white, but I'm kind of not going to. I mean, when it's all said and done, I might decide to, but right now, I think I'm going to keep it this color, because it's actually these little eyes that I want to paint, but I don't know if if that comes out separately or not. Oh yeah, look, I'm able to take that out separately. So, okay, so I'll paint these. That way they're perfect. So, can I do these little ghost eyes too? Yep. All right, so let's take out all of our, I'm gonna take out all these little ghost eyes. Oh, I like that I can do this. So what I was saying, I could make this bigger if I wanted, but I have like a little Halloween decor planned for my entryway, and with that, I don't want, I want them to be the size. There's a couple I'm gonna make. These ones are not wanting to come off great. And I don't want to get black any place that I don't want it. So I'm just gonna fold them down. All right, so we are dry, and I have some glue with me because we'll have to glue our pieces on. So let's see how we look. Do some of my eyes look crazy? Yes, they absolutely do. Do I care? No. I probably would have, normally used like a paint pen for these eyes instead of trying to do it with one of these cheap brushes. But again, I can't get to my paint pens. These I purposefully went over because this is going to go on top of it. And I just want to make sure that there's no, excess showing through. So, all right, so I'm just gonna put just a little glue. Well, I say that. There we go. I'm gonna just use my E6000, put a little glue. Just a few little dots. And I probably would always use clear glue with this personally. I'm just thinking that, since you're pressing things down on top of each other, and if you've got too much glue and it wasn't clear, it could easily just smush through and show on your, there we go. There's that guy there. So I think I'm gonna do my hay first, because my other pieces need to fit around it. So we'll fit this guy in first. And this is that E6000 that's kind of faster drying. Make sure I'm lined up in my spots. Yeah, and see, even with just putting that little bit, I have a little bit that's kind of showing through, so it's good that it's going to be clear. Still don't want it chunky. Clear or not, I don't want it chunky. Okay. We are done. So this little circle got painted because I threw my exclamation point away. Yep. And I easily found this piece, but it wasn't worth me going through the trash for that. And I know that some of my eyeballs are quite big because this is a cheap paintbrush, and it was really hard to make like good lines with it. Normally I think that I would probably use my paint pens for them, but again, I can't really get to stuff in the garage, so my paint pens are hard to get to right now. So, but it's still cute. This is my first project for Halloween, and my first project with the laser engraver cutter, and I think it turned out super cute. So these little ghosts here, those are all scored instead of engraved. And then of course the other pieces are cut. It's a little 3D action. I like it. I think it turned out super, super cute.